Recruitment in the UK is not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to get staff. It's not easy to keep staff. It's not easy to get experienced or qualified staff.
Exactly. The willingness to grow is inspiring, and it makes us, it drives us more to,
17 years ago and a wee bit, I had got to the point, and it was a lifestyle decision more than anything. My eldest was starting P1, to start primary school. I was rushing in the morning to drop them off to nursery, and then I was rushing home at the end of the day to pick them up from nursery, and I was trying to fit everything in, and I decided that actually my husband worked shifts at the time, so if I worked the 2 days a week that he was off, I could do that, save my nursery fees and go from there. So it was a lifestyle choice initially, and I started working from my living room in 2008 in another town about half an hour away from where we live now. And then we moved back to be closer to my parents and grew the business from there, but not ever with any intention of growing it. Not ever with any intention of ending up with, 10 staff in Yards and 3 out in the Philippines. That was never on the plan. So yeah, it has grown exponentially from there. Largely word of mouth, existing clients. We've spent some good time working on our social media and our website and things like that. But yeah, that's how it has evolved from there. So we've been in our building now since 2019. Yeah, we moved into our building in 2019, and our girl joined the team in the middle of COVID in September 2020. So yeah, that's a wee bit of that. I think for us it is getting the staff. I haven't actually seen a decent CV for 3 years maybe of somebody that I think we could recruit you. There's a few, the market is starting to move a little bit now, but a lot of accountants who were in practice have gone into industry because life is a lot easier in industry. I say that as an industry accountant. And a lot of accountants have moved into industry, which has resulted in a starve of experienced staff who want to work in practice. Recruitment in the UK is not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to get staff. It's not easy to keep staff. It's not easy to get experienced or qualified staff. And actually, as we talked about earlier, personality is a huge thing for me. And actually, I can train people technically. I can't change your personality. And it's really important for me that we have the right people in our team, because over the years, believe it or not, we've had a few that weren't maybe the right personalities for the team, but it's really important for me that everybody feels part of something and that we're growing something that we're all part of and we're all driving forward. And the right attitude will help them do that as well. If you've got the right attitude, you can learn lots of things if you've got the attitude that you can learn lots of things. So for us, I think that was our driving factor. And with the best will in the world, when you have a resignation, the same amount of work needs done. So we need something that works quickly. So that's how we ended up with Nina, was we had a resignation in June and we contacted you guys and said, like, we need somebody. And to be fair, we had Nina on board reasonably quickly, which was great. And because they go through the IO Academy before we even meet them properly, then they've got the background. So for us, we're QuickBooks clients, where I know the majority of your clients are zero. But your IO Academy are able to deliver that training, get them up to speed on the UK side of things, and then they're able to, I suppose, hit the ground running a little bit faster without our investment. Because whenever we're training people in-house, we're losing our time as well as them learning. So that has worked really well as well.
The Academy has given them a great foundation, and like Sarah said, you need the same amount of work done, and now not only do you need to recruit, you need to train the person, and you're probably looking at the best part of 6 months before you get them up to speed. So yeah, no, IO has definitely shortened that time frame and lessened that burden.
So I went over to the SEMA conference in Birmingham, must be 3 years ago now, and flew into Birmingham Airport, got off the train, was walking to the hotel and was aware that there was somebody walking behind me. And every time I crossed the road, the person crossed the road, and every time I went the next way, the person went the next way, and we got to the point we were at zebra crossings and the person ended up beside me. And it's like, and he said, are you going to the SEMA conference too? And I'm like, oh yes, I am. It was Nikolai.
I knew it.
So we got to the hotel and the rooms weren't ready, so we ended up just sitting in the lobby. Neither of us, our rooms were ready, so we ended up just sitting in the lobby talking, and he explained what you guys do and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, that's great, really interesting, but not for me. We're not there. Etc. That was fine. Come back to the office, had a bit of a chat with you guys about, this it's not for us, it's okay, it's not for us, but just interesting that, these options are there. And then we had, I can't remember what the situation was, something happened in the office staff wise, and I thought, will we give it a go? And that's really where it started. So I contacted Nikolai and engaged with you guys. But yeah, it all came from a stalking incident in Birmingham.
I think we went into it with an open mind, and it was, we've both never really experienced anything like this, so let's give it a go and see how it goes. And you guys were very good at kind of talking us through the steps, how it would go, the training that the member of staff would go through, and introducing them to the team and building them into team members. So it was, I think it was a very smooth transition. Yeah.
We had a bit of a hiccup at the beginning with the particular person we were paired with, but what was really good for us was that you guys dealt with it, and no matter where you are in the world, not every staff member is perfect, and what was really good for us is that we raised a concern and it was dealt with, and on the back of that we got failed, so exactly. We can't complain, but I like the fact that was handled, and very efficiently handled. So things happen, life happens, business happens, but how that was handled is really good. I think for us it's been a really good opportunity to cement a relationship that we already have. So we feel like we have a really good relationship with our team members here in the Philippines, but it's very much on a screen, so it's hard to get to know people on that lower level and have that bit of fun with the guys, get to know them better in a way that you just can't do whenever you're just on a screen all the time. So for me, that has been the best bit, and actually those personalities have really come through that I think when we go back to the office we will see more of, because they've got more comfortable with us and we've got more comfortable with them. So yeah,
I think Sarah hit the nail on the head, just being able to kind of work alongside the staff and just kind of see the human aspect of it too, just from I'm not as scary as I seem on the camera. So.
Or maybe worse.
Yeah, maybe worse. Yeah, and then just getting to see the guy's personality when they're not, working on a set of accounts, or, and just seeing how much we actually do have in common with each other.
I think I said to Ricardo this morning, it feels to me like if I was recruiting people into my office in Newton Ards, I would be happy with those guys to be working in our office with us all day, every day, which is a lovely feeling to have, because actually personalities really matter, and they really matter to us as a small team and in terms of what we deliver. So I think that has become apparent to me that actually I would want those people in my office, which is nice. It's not just about the work, it's about the personality as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think you guys have done a great job matching the personalities with obviously getting to know us and then getting to know the staff, and just
getting us the right people.
We're getting us the right people.
I think we as a team want to empower our staff, both at home in Northern Ireland and over here. We want them to feel confident in what they're doing. If they're confident in what they're doing a better job, that's making us be able to do a better job and giving the client ultimately that better, I suppose, experience of us. So the better we can help people be, the better we are. And we are very much, I know there's the cliche of there's no I in team, but actually I find that in our team, and both at home and here, we are a team and we want to support each other to get where that is. And Ricardo has a real drive to help the guys get better and to develop them into the best accountants that they can be, and fair play to him, he's investing in that.
I do sometimes feel like I am the bad cop, because I do want to push them, but the reason I push them is because I know they could do it. I wouldn't push them to somewhere they wouldn't be comfortable, or doing a piece of work that they wouldn't be comfortable doing. So no, I see a lot of potential in Val, Nina, and David, and they have all the tools. It's just crafting that, or helping them develop that. But yeah, probably won't push them too hard.
I think they also fed back to us that they want to be challenged. You know, we want to learn new things. We want to get more experience of things that we've not already done, and like it whenever you give us those challenges. So that gives us something to really help them with as well, because we've plenty to give them at that level, and the more we can train them and encourage them, then the easier that makes life for us as well.
Yeah, exactly. The willingness to grow is inspiring, and it makes us, it drives us more to be happy to teach them, spend that extra time to say, this is how these things are done. So. Yeah, no, I am happy with their performance. They, ask them to do something, they put on their to-do list and they get it done. I challenge them more and more, because if I just give them a piece of work and then say, okay, you've done your bit, give it back to me, they don't develop that way. So I try to challenge them with, okay, you've done this to the knowledge that you have now, I'm gonna give it back to you, but do these extra little bits, and this is why we do it. So they're not giving me a finished product just yet, but I'm trying to develop them to give me that finished product. So I'm happy with their work and what they're doing right now. And again, just the training them more and more to get that finished product is still ongoing.
I think we had historically run huddle every day. So every morning at 8:35 we had huddle. And I think that has helped us get to know each other, like the whole team to get to know each other. We've decided that actually they're not productive enough use of time, so we're cutting those down. But for example, we did a quiz last week where we set up a quiz with some technical questions and some questions that were just for a bit of fun, and we had really good, every word I want to use is a Northern Ireland word, banter, crack, really good fun. So we had really good fun with that, and we had a spinny wheel at the end to win prizes. So we were able to bring the prizes out for the guys. They won like QuickBooks socks and a notebook and those sort of things. So yeah, I just had a one-to-one with David, and he was like, I really liked the quiz. Can we do that again another time? And I said, yes, but we're not coming out with prizes. He said, I don't want prizes, I just want the fun. So those sort of things are, I think, ways that we can try and get to know them better.
I agree with everything Sarah said there. I think in the beginning, Val and I had very regular calls. We had calls kind of every single day, twice a day. Yeah, but that's kind of how we are in the firm. We are an open plan. We're not in cubicles, and if Sarah has a question, I have a question, anybody has a question, we kind of just pop our heads in. So I've tried to implement that a little bit with the guys, basically saying we're on Teams, just hit call, and I'm there if you have a question. If I'm in a meeting, obviously I can't pick up, but call me. You have a question, you're sitting there, you're stuck. Rather than write me an email and I don't see it for 3 hours later, and then you don't get it till tomorrow morning, just pop in your head virtually, and and that way maybe we develop a more rapport.
To be honest with you, I tend to introduce Bellarmine and David to a lot of our clients, and just like I would any other member of staff, they've all seemed very receptive. I don't think I've gotten any pushback or any reluctancy from anyone. At first, some of them have been a little bit like, oh, you have a member of staff in the Philippines? And that's about it. And then they exchange emails with them like normal.
We didn't shout about it, so we didn't go out to clients and say, oh, by the way, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But as we've introduced, initially I suppose some work was done by Vel. For example, the client never really knew that necessarily, because it was always Ricardo's job. So Vel was helping Ricardo with a job, as opposed to Vel was responsible for a job. It's different now, and the guys are directly corresponding with clients. I suppose that took us a little while to get confident with, where we were confident that we knew the guys would explain clearly what they wanted and in a tone that we would be used to doing, and also that the clients would be receptive to that. So that took a little bit of confidence on our part, but they all now correspond directly with clients, and that has worked well. And I suppose part of being out here has given us an opportunity to start conversations with people. We've said, oh, we're going to the Philippines. What are you going to the Philippines for? Well, this is why we're going to the Philippines. So it's allowed us to have more open conversations about that. But I think for me, I've been very clear with clients when I say it's a structured outsourcing. So it's coming through a firm that is run by another SEMA member who's bound by all the same legislation that I am, and who understands what the UK GDPR rules are and all of those things. And in actual fact, my opinion is, I would say to clients, this is a safer approach than me having my staff work from their living room, which clients or accountants do all the time. We tend not to, actually. We don't really have any work from home, bar exceptional circumstances. But actually, you're not going to have a child come in and hit the escape button and delete your spreadsheet. You're not going to have, you're not, that
Somebody
isn't.
hacks your home Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
and,
all of those sort of things. So I think if I nearly lead with that. I nearly lead with it. That's why we use IO. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And also, ultimately, in order for us to keep up with the volume of work that we've got and the fact that we can't get staff,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
especially with increasing compliance.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You
So
know, all the laws are changing in the UK, and HMRC want more and more and more frequent compliance. But I mean,
there's just not staff.
Yeah.
There's just not staff to do it. But I think clients have been very receptive to it. In their approach.
definitely.
Like I said, we haven't gone out and shouted about it, but we're also going to put some social posts about our trip over the next little while as well. So it all just becomes very normal. It's
Normal.
just what we've done.
So,
I don't think we definitely didn't notice anything in a decline. I think from us internally, we feel like we've tweaked our processes in the last couple of months to try and make them more efficient. And I think those tweaks have really helped improve efficiencies, which then means that we can turn things around. We've definitely felt that with Phil working on the limited company year ends, that we've felt that we're able to turn those around quicker. Because she basically keeps working on those no matter what else is happening in the office. So
we just have to keep up with her.
exactly. Then the problem becomes getting the work reviewed in the office, and there's still only really you and Jay and a little bit of me doing reviews. So we still have to get that review before it goes out the door. But that review gets done for every piece of work by every member of staff. That's not exclusively for IO staff. Every piece of work that gets done by anybody, even what Ricardo does, he'll run past Jane. What Jane does, she'll run past me. We always have a second pair of eyes on everything. So it's not that's just our QC process.
In the continuing training that we're saying, we're teaching them the next little bit of the account so they can take it closer and closer to the end product. So when it eventually comes to us, the review time lessens and lessens every time.
I had always thought Nina was quiet and shy, and she's really not. She is on camera a little bit, but she's not shy at all. She's lovely and she's the first one into the restaurant to ask do they do vegetarian. So I don't think that's cultural. That's just personality.
It's just seeing how much we actually had in common when you took the work out of it, because you spend most of the time with your work colleagues, right? And that's who you probably have. You talk a lot about work stuff, but then sometimes if you get outside of work stuff, you notice you might not have a lot in common. But we have so much in common with them that it was nice to see. It was nice to see them in that light. Definitely, I would love to see the staff again, and
Apparently Christmas is the time to come.
yeah, apparently Christmas is the time to come.
Although we were greeted with happy holidays in the mall this morning, weren't we?
Yeah, no, it was a bit strange because we're always in warm clothes, and in cold weather.
That's one
Culture
thing.
shock, yeah.
Christmas trees and shorts.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be happening at the same
Right?
time.
You're swimming to the weather outside is frightful. If we get the opportunity to come back, I would definitely do it. Yeah, especially if in the future we have more members of staff here. It's 100% we'd want to build the same relationship that we've now built, or is reinforced with David and Kim.
My advice would be give it a go. Give it a go. That was our approach when we started. Give it a go. And nearly 2 years later and 3 team members, we're very happy with how everything has gone. So 100% give it a go. Put a wee bit of thought into your process, but you'll never get it right before you start. So just give it a go.